Do stepped headers actually work? Today we're going to fit the Ramjet full exhaust system, which is double stepped and tri-Y race design, and we're going to see how much this Ram 1500 can improve on sound and on the dyno. So we'll start the Ram up now and we'll see how it sounds. As you guys can see, it sounded pretty average. So what we're going to do now, we're actually going to whack it on the dyno and see what standard power the Ram 1500 has.
Alright guys, so the first step is by taking the old catback system off. So the way that I like to do it is you work your way from the back all the way through to the front, and the headers will be the last thing that you take off. So the first step, I'm going to take this clamp off, take the rear section off, then work your way through to this part, all the way through to the front. Alright guys, so now are you ready to put your header in?
Hi guys, Fonzie here from Australia Speed and Ramjet Products. We've got the mighty Ram back on the dyno, and what we're testing is just purely exhaust change for exhaust, standard versus the Ramjet header. No other changes, no tune. So we'll do the best we can because it's a bit hard with the auto, but what we'll show you behind is what we've done. You can't see in here. So basically, if you don't know what's on your Ram, it's this rubbish. I will tell you, any exhaust change on these Rams, and they're just like the old Falcon as well with the big V8 Boss motor, they ain't easy to change, unfortunately. But they are worth it, because when you see, excuse the expression, this dog shit manifold, also, I know these things have a few lifter issues, but your dreaded tick could also be this. Pretty common to see cracked manifold. So another good reason why to upgrade your basically Ram truck to the latest design. Now you can see the big difference in this is huge. We've talked about our tri-Y design, double stepped, the mergers. You can see in here, and you can see how restrictive it is. Even the angles make it very hard as well. So basically, you know, the big improvement. People go, oh, exhaust won't make much, you know, and they get a cat back. Probably not. Cat back ain't gonna do much. Don't waste your money. If you want the real deal, you buy the whole system, the Ramjet inspired system from front to back. Not a sales gimmick, okay? It's easy to sell stuff when it works and it makes power. And you see by the smile on my face, I love making power, so my job's easy to sell it, because you know what? I don't have to sell it, it sells itself when it makes the grunt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run it up, and we're gonna show you no tune. So just this exhaust setup versus the Ramjet, and we call it the world's best Ram system. I believe it is. So we're gonna show you what it's gonna do. Okay, what you can see, pretty impressive, and that's just exhaust only, no tune. We'll just save that, it's live. Get rid of that. Okay, so what you'll see is we've got 3 runs here, so I'll get rid of the yellow one to make it easier, the throttle. So what you're going to see is a big difference, and especially through here. Now, I don't want to talk about down here too much because realistically with the transmission, how it's set up standard, and I wanted to do apples for apples in 5th gear, we might argue that depending on where the throttle might be. We definitely know here, because we can see in the PE arrangements of the fueling, that we're at full throttle because it takes a while for it to drop in. So we're at full throttle here, okay? And you can tell because that's where it started to go into its engagement. So I'm very confident that we're at full throttle here. And this is where you can see the big gains. So the gains are massive. 120 Newton meters at that range in the torque is huge. So even if you want to go to here in power, you've got 30 rear wheel kilowatts. 30 rear wheel kilowatts, honestly, that's 50 horsepower. Like usually from rear wheel kilowatts to flywheel horsepower, we sort of double it as an equation, what we see from the engine dyno and the calculation. So that's 30, could possibly be 60, let's call it 50. That's in the meat of the curve, and that's what you're gonna feel. And you're gonna feel that towing, just general use, whatever you might do with your Ram, that is where this Tri-Y absolutely murders the standard system. And you can see that, and it corresponds, see that torque, and that's what you wanna see. That is huge at the end of the day, the difference from the torque numbers. So, and that corresponds with the biggest power spread gap is because of that reason, okay? The gap gets a little bit closer up top, but it's still huge. It's some 20 odd rear wheel kilowatts, 23, again, 40 horsepower all day at the end of the day, increase at the peak number, but below you might have up to 50 plus. So a massive result. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna tune it. We're gonna tune it, we're gonna actually put it in another gear, and then we're gonna actually, we've done this with other videos as well, and don't slam us guys, this is a customer's car, so we're trying to do it real life. So we couldn't spend days and days and days of unlocking the ECU, doing base runs with all that stuff. There's a bit of a time policy here that we had with this car, but I have done it in other videos where we've actually ran it and changed the transmission and just the tune to not have it kick back. That's how we've done our development testing. But what we'll do is we'll tune it and we'll try and run it in both gears as well, but we'll also run it in the 6th gear as well. So we'll give you a bit of an apples for apples, but we'll run it in the desired gear as well to give you what it really does. So guys, hope you're enjoying it. We'll get going to the next stage. Okay guys, we've now completed the tuning, which is a fair bit in it. I'll go through some of it. We can obviously do different layers and performance, but we've done everything we could for this, including the automatic transmission. And I'll run it up, show you the results of the tune, match with the Ramjet headers, and why, I'll talk you through it, why a tune would be worthwhile, and actually showing you what it does, basically. So let's hit the rollers and we'll get some graphs that'll make more sense, and then we'll show you whether we got a gain or whether we made no gain, or whether we went backwards. So I definitely don't think that'll be the case. So let's hit the rollers and we'll show you the graphs. Okay, as you can see, very impressive, 260.7. Tyres are a bit hot. We got a 263 before, quite consistently, but yeah, basically the tyres are a little bit hot. Okay, so we're gonna click through all the runs and we'll work that out for you. So put it on. Okay, we'll get rid of the white one as well. It's easier. So there's our 3 runs basically. So the runs are, yellow is standard with the K&N. So all these are with the K&N because the customer had the K&N filter. Now what you can see is here is the exhaust system made a big jump in torque, which we talked about before, which is absolutely awesome. Now the tune, surprisingly, picked up a fair bit of power. Now we will be all up front and honest. So here is your speed limiter. Okay, so that starts to come in at 159 Ks, and you can see it there on the dyno, 154. It's starting to clip it. That's what it's meant to do. So, apples for apples, we've obviously continued on and we've raised the rev limiter and went through. So it still makes good gains. So the tune's netted you, honestly, 20 rear wheel kilowatts, and even at the same point, 18 rear wheel kilowatts. Again, that's 30 horsepower. So, you know, are these things worth tuning? Hell yeah, that's a big gain, what you're seeing. Now, where some of the other magic is as well, is the 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, not all the platforms can tune the automatic. HP tuners can. Good one, HP tuners. Big gains here. These are, without giving too much away, there's a lot in the trans. So you need someone that's pretty sharp to get it done. Anyone can make the numbers up here in the range. It's making them there, and carry on is where it is. You can see we've fixed all the fueling. Look how straight the line is. Not that we want to be completely straight. And again, for the internet warriors, the sensors at the back, so it's slightly different. But you can see, instead of these squiggly lines that we had before, you see here the factory system was at 0.79 lambda at the same position. Okay, so we're comparing apples for apples. Don't take it as a gospel number. We're just showing you where it is in the different states for the tune. So that's where some of the power is. Also, the ignition timing. Hey, we've got headers that work. So there is more ignition timing in it as well. They're the basics. There's a lot going in the GPAC 2A. You can't just change a number and expect to get a result. There's a lot of other hidden things or multipliers that happen in this ECU, so you've got to be on your game to make it right. Without a tune, look, it's awesome. Look how much you get. So that's a good thing as well. This system works without a tune. It makes plenty. It makes 40 odd horsepower, you know, more with even just no tune. With the tune, look, unbelievable. Makes more again. So win-win. If you can't get a tune, listen, the product still works. Massive, massive gains. You can see it here to here. With a tune, obviously makes more, and that's because the factory system is limiting our pipes, okay? So it's not just the old fuel and ignition. We got limiters here and here. You got to get, not rid of them, tune them up, rescale them, make them work. That's what we did. So, but you can see with basically through here, I'm going to say not much limitation through these points. You can see by just correcting the fuel and some spark, we did get still good gains through here. So 252 versus 237. So that part is mainly your air fuel ratio change, which you can see plain as day here, moves from here to there, power, and also your timing. So that range wasn't really getting hurt for me in the ECU. It was down here and up there that the ECU was giving big limiting factors, not just to the fuel and ignition, to basically your torque management, and then corrupting what your commanded fuels or however you might have tackled the ECU to get to your fuel numbers. The ECU was actually basically tampering with it and not letting you achieve them numbers, because it was trying to apply different torque strategies and everything else to limit the car. So guys, that's a bit about the Ram and how much we do. We've been playing with these for a while. Everyone says there's not much in them. I can tell you there is. You know, you've got different stuff. You've got manifold runners, you've got your cam timing as well. There's a lot to play with, lot to do. And if you've got the right combination, our exhaust pipes done, you can get a good result, and you can make this Ram that's underpowered now against, say, the turbo version or the 6.2 Chevy. Now you can go and play with the big boys. So if you've got one of the older Rams or the V8 version, man, this thing sounds absolutely tough and mean. Now you've got a bit of horsepower and torque to go with it.